Hello, my friends. This is Dr. Adli Abouzeedan again in a new lecture, a new episode on the PSAM TV International. This is directed to both members of the PSMA project and even the general public. And I made 3 episodes now. The first one is the general introduction. Then the second I talked about our mission and vision, and then lecture or episode 3 talked about one of our first core value, which is humanism, and I will keep presenting the other core values. This one, the second one, is morality, and I'll be talking about also purity, unity, and truth. To remind you, our core values are 5: humanism, morality, purity, unity, and truth. So, morality. Okay. We, as the PSAM global movement, we praise and honor and see morality as one of the 5 core values, which has great significance in the development of humanity and in the development of the human soul itself, or the human being himself or herself. And so the morality is the second pillar of our 5 pillars. And when we talk about morality, we don't mean morality in religious sense. We don't mean what is allowed in certain religions are not allowed in other religions, because that is another type of morality or thinking. We're talking about morality in the philosophical sense, because there are differences in what is allowed in or not allowed in different religions and idea systems. For example, the drinking alcohol for a Muslim is considered something which is forbidden, while in other religions it's not forbidden. In Christianity, it is not forbidden if it was consumed in a moderate way. Sexuality outside marriage, Christianity, Islam, and Jewish religion forbids sexual contacts outside marriages, while modernity and doesn't see a problem with that. So that is not the kind of morality we're talking about. We're talking about the philosophical morality or ethics, actually, where there are certain things which humanity as a whole do agree that they are good moral virtues, and that when they are present in the person, then we can consider this person to be having a good moral values or moral virtues. A good example of that, there is no single idea system in the world, whether religious or not religious, which do not praise and honor people who are saying the truth and not lying. In all idea systems in the world, lying and telling untrue statements or trying to say things which are false deliberately is a bad trait, and it is a bad virtue. It is something which make people look down at the person, and a person who is honest to us, a person who's telling the truth all the time, is praised and accepted and respected as a person with good morals. that's one of these universal moral traits which are universally accepted, that is a good trait, being honest to the people and not lying. Kindness, being kind to the people and merciful, is a good moral trait which everybody appreciate and respect, while cruel behavior and cruel behavior and crude behavior is not accepted, and people look down at the person who has and acts crudely. So there are morals in this life which people in the whole world do praise and believe that they should be existing in any good person. And we all the time encourage our members to really abide by these universal morals. And we want our members to be honest in the way they deal with other people. We want them to be nice to other people. We want them to treat the people the way they would like to be treated. And we praise morality in our network and in our philosophy. And as Ilahins, and as I said before, an Ilahin is a person who prescribe to our teachings and philosophy and abide by these 5 core values. I'll explain on another occasion what does that mean when I talk about our position regarding spirituality and religiosity. So I'll delay explaining this to a later episode. But we as Ilahins, we as members of the PSAM network, we really induce people and desire from our members to really abide by moral conduct and good moral conduct and reflect the good morality in their interaction with people. We want our members to really be honest in what they say to the people, be straightforward in the way they deal with people, be lovable and give love to people, be nice to people, be humble to people, be extending hands of help to people. All these good morals that all the philosophy in the world are really did call people for. We call our people, our members, really to abide by and live with this. But we don't interfere at all in the preferences of their religions when it comes to what is allowed or not allowed in their religions. Because we have the diversity of a group in our network. We have Muslims who have certain rules in their religions. We have Christians who have certain rules. We have Jews who have certain rules. We have other idea systems in the world who have their certain rules. As long as the things that you abide with in your religion and you consider part of your conduct in your religion does not really collide with these universal moral codes, then we don't have a problem. And as I know, there is no really major idea system or major religion who is really does not abide by these moral traits, except for the extreme distortion kind of unhumanistic kind of ideas that may have a distortion in morals also. I mean, Nazism, for example, doesn't teach love. It teach hate and it teach people to be crude. The extreme forms of Islam teaching people to be hateful and to be destructive to other people. Hateful and extreme kind of ideas, distorted ideas of Christianity can call for that. Extreme Jewish thinking and Jewish ideas can call for that. But as I said before, we really are not interested, and we always try to exclude anybody who has extreme ideas from becoming one of us, because he will not really survive the environment and of love, mutual love and respect we have to each other. Extreme atheist thinking that is looking down at other people and looking down at the religious thinking and spirituality doesn't have place among us, because he will not, this person who's bearing these kind of extreme ideas will never be able to live among us or to appreciate the kind of thinking that we have. And morality is very important in our psyche and the way we see life, and it is the second fundamental element in the PSMA theory and the PSMA project and the PSMA network thinking. So it is very important to be abiding by it. We try to live that morality as much as we can. We are human beings. Probably sometimes you cannot be at that level and at that summit of highest level of morality, but we strive to be as good as we can, and we expect our members, our Elahins, the people who are members of the PSMA network, to abide by this principle of morality, to deal with their people around, the people around them with the utmost of love and care, and support them as much as they can, to stand by their side. And I try myself to live that. I really try to do all my best so that I can support and help people in their journey in life, whether they are our own members or people who are not members of the network. And I try to live by these values all my life. I always check with myself on daily basis of how much I abide myself to the high morality that is required. And this places a very high level of responsibility on us as members of the PSMA network, as Elahins, to be able to really present to the world a good example of moral conduct. We cannot change the world. We cannot really convince the people of our sincerity and of our true character if we really did not abide in a total way by the true teaching of the PSAM theory and the components that goes in it. And morality is one of the major issues that we deal with in our life. And we try to live it at the local level, at our own level, at the personal level, the way we deal with the ones around us, our family members, our other friends, our colleagues in the work, and every human being on this earth, regardless of whether he's a member of our network or not. We don't differentiate in that respect, or in that aspect, between people who are members of the network or members who are not, or people who are not members of the network. Any human being, we deal with him as our true brother in humanity, because this is our first core value, humanism. So every human being on this earth is our brother and sister, and we really try as much as we can to support people in a just way, in a way that is just, and to be true brother and sister to them. And it is very important in these times of distortion, in these times of confusion, in these times of what seems a victory for selfishness and egoism. It is very important for us as Elahins to reflect a different way of thinking around things, which really praise through humanism and praise morality and moral values and moral virtues among people. And it is very important to elevate the persons, not according to their wealth or according to their economic status or according to their level of education, but rather to lift people and praise them and honor them in relation to their morals and moral standards and the level of their morality and how much they are really caring about other human beings and how much they are really truly abide by these universal moral codes. And within our network, within the PSAM network, we really place great emphasis on that. And me and the other people in the leadership of the PSAM project do all what we can with PSAM network, all what we do what we can to remind ourselves and to remind the members of the network of the importance of the good moral conduct and of true moral conduct. And we always remind ourselves and we remind them of how it is important to elevate us to the highest level of good and positive morality and true love to our fellow human beings in unlimited way and without any restrictions. We sincerely work very hard with that, and all the things that I'm writing about and things that other members write about, all the material that we are producing, all the texts that we are producing, really trying to promote that aspect of our theory of the social change we are seeking. We cannot achieve our vision and we cannot achieve our mission without really abiding by these 5 core values and take them seriously, starting with humanism and morality, ending up with the purity, unity, and truth. With that, I think the purpose of this short introduction about morality, I am satisfied. Morality is a huge issue. I can still talk hours about it, but the purpose of these short episodes is really just to give you an idea about it. There's a lot of material that I have written about morality also, and it's available for people who are willing to become members. They get more deeper, in-depth texts about the issue of morality. But in short, that is really what we mean when we talk about morality. With that, I will leave you with my greetings of love and peace. This is Adli Abouzeedan, the person who is behind the PSAM philosophy.